This is foundational. You are created imago Dei. You are created in the image of God. You see, for you to become who God wants you to be, you must start with understanding who you are. I love how in the very beginning of creation, God makes this clear. And he says in Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, he says, "Then God said, let us make man, or human beings, in our image, to be like us. And they will reign over the fish of the sea." And the reign, by the way, is better to be understood as responsible. They will be responsible for the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, the livestock, the wild animals on the earth, and the small animals that scurry along the ground. Now, there's so much to unpack in this, but I want us just to focus right now on this created in God's likeness, that we are image bearers. The Latin, imago Dei. We are in the image of God. We are in the image of God, image bearers. Why is this important? Because, my friend, you aren't an accident. You are not some genetic mistake. You are not the sum total of what your parents have done, what you have done. You are created in the image of God. There's a great degree of value that God gives you. You are his work, his masterpiece. And he longs to highlight that image of who he is in you. Now, sin has distorted that. And that's why we as Christ followers, we have chosen to be disciples. We are learners. We are continually trying to become more like him. We want the dust of our rabbi, who is Jesus, to be all over us. Why? Because we're following him so closely, and he's helping us become more and more like him. Why? That we might more clearly demonstrate and illustrate the imago Dei, that we are the image of God. Now, this does something else. It not only should help you understand how valuable you are, but it should radically change how you perceive others. Because even as you are made in the image of God, so is everyone else. So what this means is, as a Christ follower, we have no place for prejudice, no place for discrimination, no place for hatred, no place for bias. And when our nature tends to want to view people as being less than image bearers of God, we must come against that. Matter of fact, we as a people must collectively, as one voice, as God's church, we must stand against injustice, discrimination, any activity or behavior that dehumanizes individuals, treats them less than. So you see, it needs to be God's church that is leading the tip of the spear when it comes to equality. Why? Because we as human beings are all created in the image of God. This perception is foundational not only for your health, but for us to be unified in our voice to come against hatred and the injustice taking place in our country even right now. I believe in you. And you know, God created you for such a time as this. He believes in you. Because you are created in the imago Dei, the image of himself. Now live accordingly. Praying for you, believe in you. Know this, my friend, you are not alone.